All right. What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Let's get on camera, bro. All right. What's up, y'all? A little bit of a different stream here today. We have nothing to live react to. I was going to watch Dynamite yesterday, but I'm going to be completely honest, man. I had work the night before. It was a very busy shift. Very busy. I worked night shift as a nurse at a hospital, and I was pooped after that freaking day, all right? So I slept past my alarm. I missed Dynamite, but we're going to be reacting to some stuff today, at least. Some of the stuff from Dynamite yesterday, obviously, I cannot put it on the screen once we do it eventually, but we'll get to that segment when we cross that bridge. A little bit of Q&A here going throughout the stream too, so if you're hopping on stream, there's a box in the chat, or if you're watching on the VOD, leave your questions in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them when I get to them. Alright, so how this stream is going to work today is we have a few topics. It's going to be podcast style, like a live podcast style stream today. So, we're going to be starting off our first topic here, Night of Champions Fallout, bro. Night of Champions Fallout. There you go. All right, let's get this. Oh, nope. I'm effing up already, brother. Okay, right there. Okay, so if you're just joining the stream, welcome. We are doing a live podcast breakdown of what's been going on in the wrestling world this past week. We are coming off of Night of Champions. We had a crazy weekend of wrestling last week. Like I said, Night of Champions. We had freaking TNA Slammiversary. And we also had the NXT Great American Bash. And we also had AEW Forbidden Door, which happened to be my first AEW show of all time. I've only seen clips. I've only seen like reactions of clips, Twitter posts, whatever the case may be, but I have never seen a full show before, and last week was the last time I watched, but the last week was the first time I watched a full show, I should say. But we are going to go in order here on the agenda. We're going to start talking about the Night of Champions Fallout. I usually post reviews here on this channel, but again, balancing a lot of things at this time has been kind of tricky. I'm not gonna lie, bro. So we're gonna do a little bit of a review. All right, we're gonna break it down match by match, what I thought, what I graded, etc. So we're gonna be going down the list here. Let me pull up the card so I don't forget everything that happened on there. Night of Champions card. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, it was the start. To start the show, we had the King of the Ring final, Obafemi versus Jey Uso. This was the match that I was most nervous for because there was that ever-looming presence of Brock Lesnar possibly returning and costing Obafemi the match. Because that is what we were fed throughout the weeks leading up to Night of Champions. Obafemi calling out Brock Lesnar what felt like almost every single week, even though Brock Lesnar was nowhere to be found after Clash in Italy on our television screens. So, what do we think of the Jey Uso and Obafemi match? I thought it was going to be a squash match. It ended up going, according to the wiki here, 7 minutes, 56 seconds. 8 minutes, basically, brother. 8 minutes, and Obafemi won. He's now the King of the Ring. But if we go to what happened on Monday Night Raw the following night, it was Obafemi versus Obafemi calling out Brock Lesnar. Oh, no, it was Obafemi celebrating. Brock Lesnar returned, and we are getting what you see on the thumbnail of this video: a Hell in a Cell match. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. What's probably going to be the end of their trilogy. And possibly, maybe, Brock Lesnar's final match ever? That's what they were rumoring. That was what the rumor mill was saying before even, like, this trilogy was going to start. Everyone thought it was going to be Gunther, like, you know, him being the career killer, him being, retiring John Cena, AJ Styles, blah, blah, blah. Like, we thought that this probably was going to be it for Brock Lesnar, but there's no confirmation, man. You can never know with Brock Lesnar because, he seemingly retired at WrestleMania 42. That never happened. So is it going to happen this time in his home turf in Minnesota? The end of the trilogy with Obafemi. It can happen. It can happen. What this for sure, I guess we could say that this is going to be the end of their trilogy, though. Like, there's no further matches that should be happening between these two men after, because this is a Hell in a Cell match. Usually it marks the end of a rivalry to do it inside Hell in a Cell. The SummerSlam card is already starting to be packed, and we're going to get into it a little bit later. So next on the card was Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. You guys know how I feel about Io Sky. If you're new here, basically Io Sky is my favorite wrestler currently. Pound for pound, women's wrestling, men's wrestling, does not matter. She's my favorite to watch. She's just great at what she does. Lately it's been a little bit rough, but I think this is good for her, because we saw Io Sky and Liv Morgan in basically a 15-minute match, bro. It wasn't like an all-time classic by any means necessary, but it was still great to see Io pick up the dub. What we do at SummerSlam, we found out already. Io called out Liv Morgan to have a rematch, but this time for the title. Whether this stays a one-on-one match is yet to be seen. Anything can change from now until SummerSlam. We have a month, all right? It's like SummerSlam is a month away from the time of this live stream. We know that Stephanie Vaquer, she still called her shot at Liv Morgan before, she went off to heal from her injuries. So hopefully Stephanie's going to be okay. Again, we never want to see the talent be out for an extended amount of time, more than necessary. But, it's part of the wrestling business. They put their lives on the line, careers on the line almost every night. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes, brother. Io Sky, Liv Morgan, maybe a triple threat match, including Stephanie at SummerSlam. I could see it happening because that story is still there. We know the history between Io and Stephanie, one-on-one matches in the WWE umbrella. So I would love to see it, honestly speaking. So next that happened on the Night of Champions card was the Steel Cage match. All right, between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. I was under the impression, I was part of the group that was all like, okay, we are not going to be ending it at Night of Champions. It doesn't seem to be like an appropriate end. But honestly, I after, it's been a week since the show, it's an appropriate end in my opinion. There was nothing left to be told about Seth Rollins versus The Vision, only because of all the injuries that happened to The Vision, man. I swear they have to be the most cursed group of like recent history in pro wrestling, because look, Logan Paul goes down. All right, let's go back all the way to the start. Actually, Seth Rollins goes down, Braun Breaker goes down, Bronson Reed goes down, and then Logan Paul goes down, bro. It's like literally the worst luck ever for a faction. So they're literally, I think, with the way the injuries are still a big problem, they just had to pull the rug on this whole rivalry because Seth Rollins won. We saw that, it was weapons filled steel cage match. Wasn't like a all-time classic by any means necessary, but hey, Seth Rollins won. Yeah, where Braun Breaker goes from here, bro, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't see him getting involved at SummerSlam with Seth Rollins match, which we'll talk about later. But singles run, I really think he should go on his own singles run. We need to just drop the whole Vision stuff completely, in my opinion. It's only hurting him at this point. It's like stalling his progression that we saw that he already was gone. Put him back in the IC title picture or something, because what else can you do with Braun Breaker? Like, just don't put him on the shelf for no reason, dude. So on Monday Night Raw, we saw that Seth Rollins called his shot. Roman Reigns, it's confirmed. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins is going to happen at SummerSlam. Whether this becomes a one-off match, we'll have to wait and see, because the main PLE after SummerSlam is Survivor Series. They have to build up to that. So what story are they telling at Survivor Series? Are they going to be doing frickin' Bloodline versus some other team? I really don't know, bro. So it's interesting to see what the fallout of SummerSlam is going to be, because look, we have 4 weeks until the event. How they tell the story, it's kind of like, the last swan song between the two before the new stars seemingly take over, the main card, so to say. Because, these guys are in their 40s. We have a bunch of people in their early, mid, late 20s that are, ready, in my opinion, like the Obafemis, the Brock Lesnars of the world. So we'll see what happens after SummerSlam, because will they run more than one match between Seth and Roman? I could totally see it happening, man. But we have to wait to see what the story is. We really do. Let's see what happened after that. So after that was the Men's United States Championship. It was Trick Williams. Yachty was in the building with him, apparently. He made his way down to Saudi that night, and they went up against Ricky Sainz. One-on-one match for the U.S. Men's Championship. Alright, so my thoughts on that match, bro, was Ricky put up a freaking banger for what it was worth. It was a 10-minute match, 10 minutes and 43 according to the wiki here. And it was one of his better showings on the WWE main roster since he got called up from NXT. I just hope, he just doesn't be left off of TV from here, because that man is way too talented. He was just picking up traction. Maybe, just maybe, like, it's going to be a triple threat again. I mean, we have a lot of potential triple threats coming up in SummerSlam, bro. So, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. We saw this on this past episode of SmackDown. Okay, actually, no, I take that back. I saw the spoilers for this coming SmackDown. I was okay watching the spoilers because we're not streaming tomorrow. I have work tomorrow, so if you do not want to be spoiled, mute the stream right now, and I will tell you when to unmute, okay? So go ahead and mute the stream. We're talking about this right now, y'all. SmackDown spoilers. You've been warned. I'm gonna put it actually on here on the freaking screen here. July 3 SmackDown spoilers. Okay. All right, there it is. Okay, let's talk about it. SmackDown. We saw that Carmelo Hayes called out Trick Williams, and it seems to be that they're building up to a one-on-one match. For those of you that are not aware, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, they have a long history in NXT. There was a big rivalry there. One of the biggest rivalries they had down there was one of the main attractions of the NXT at the time. And we seem to be running the main roster version of it. I hope it doesn't get effed up by any way, because it's gonna be a heater, bro. It's gonna be a heater. So I don't want to see Ricky Sainz get left off of this, if I'm being completely honest. But at the same time, I also don't want to see Ilya Dragunov get left off, because where the heck is this man, bro? There was a whole bunch of rumors about like visa issues for some people in the WWE. It's unclear if that's the reason why he's being left off of TV. There's no confirmed reports about that. It's only rumors, and take it with a grain of salt whenever it comes to reading rumors in the freaking wrestling world, because people will say one thing and this won't become true at all. So we have Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes seems to be the plan right now. So next, it was the Women's United States Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Okay, so we had the Baddies 2.0. I don't think there is still an official name for Jade Cargill's stable on the main roster. So therefore, I am going to continue to call it that until there's an official name. They got involved, but also Chelsea Green, she got involved, fought them off. But the end came, excuse me. when Charlotte Flair interfered. Okay. Charlotte Flair nails Jade Cargill with the women's, the US title belt, and that caused a finish. So Tiffany Stratton retained. Where do they go from here after Night of Champions heading into SummerSlam? A few things, I think. We know the history between Tiffany and Charlotte Flair. We know there's current ongoing beef with Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. We know that Rhea Ripley is the women's champion and she is injured. Okay. So what happened on this episode of SmackDown? So I'm going off of my recollection here, but it seems to be that Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair is for sure the plan for SummerSlam. How we get there, what is going to be involved, will it be, will Tiffany Stratton get roped in? Will Rhea Ripley vacate the title because of her injury, and then this becomes for a vacant women's title? Or will Rhea Ripley be ready for SummerSlam and it becomes a triple threat for the women's title? There's a lot of ways that this can go down. But for sure, what we can say is Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair are for sure going to be in a match at SummerSlam in some capacity. So that's what happened on this episode of SmackDown. I won't talk about anything else that's not too relevant. Because the last topic is Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes versus Gunther in a triple threat match for the WWE Undisputed title. And to everyone's shock and surprise, WWE pulled the trigger on a shocker here. Sami Zayn is our new undisputed WWE champion. I did not think we'd ever see that. No one, I think, really predicted that Sami Zayn was going to win at Night of Champions. But hey, this is where we're at. A lot of people thought maybe Cody Rhodes is going to retain and maybe go against CM Punk. All I got to say is, man, there's a whole lot up in the air right now. From now until SummerSlam, we may not even be seeing the same undisputed champion heading into SummerSlam right now. There is a good possibility that Sami Zayn loses this title before we even get there. So as you can see, guys, if you're coming in just now on the stream, first of all, welcome. I hope you guys are having a great week. We are doing a little bit of a different stream today. It's a little just chatting, hanging out type of stream thing. We're doing like a live podcast type of format today. There's nothing live to react to today. So we're doing a Night of Champions Fallout. We're going to talk about my thoughts on my first AEW show. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And we're also doing a Q&A. So there's a box in the chat for Q&A. Go ahead and click on that if you have any questions. Leave your questions in the chat. I'll get to them throughout the live. Or if you're watching on the VOD, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you whenever I get to it. Okay, I am talking about Night of Champions Fallout right now. And as you can see on the text screen here, I am talking about the July 3 SmackDown spoilers because we are not watching SmackDown tomorrow as a community. I will not be available to stream. So if you do not want to be spoiled for tomorrow's episode of SmackDown, click off this, mute the stream until I take this text right here off, okay? It's not a safe place. You've been warned. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, okay. So, we are getting a number one contenders match. And it seems that Cody Rhodes is going to challenge Sami Zayn next week for the title. Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes, are they really going to pull the trigger on Cody Rhodes just winning it back this soon? I don't know. It seems I mean, no one thought Sami Zayn was going to win the title to begin with. But will they really like disrespect Sami Zayn that way and only have him hold it for like a freaking week? We will have to wait and see, bro. Because like I said, there's a lot of time between now and SummerSlam. And we have a PLE still in this month of July before we get to SummerSlam. Saturday night's main event is at Madison Square Garden. Now, the last Saturday night's main event was not in a live how would I describe this? It was not in like a historic WWE like building. So you know WWE loves to put bigger shows whenever they're at Madison Square Garden. So I would anticipate that you would have a much more marquee, star-studded card for Saturday night's main event this month. I can anticipate maybe one of the world titles being on the line, maybe the undisputed title, maybe the world, definitely not the world title. Hell no. There's no way Roman Reigns is going to defend at Saturday night's main event. So there's a possibility that, you know, that undisputed title is going to be on the line. A lot of rumors. If you don't like listening to rumors, again, I'm talking about spoilers right now, y'all. Mute the chat until I take off this text right here. There are rumors saying that Sami Zayn's going to drop the title to either Cody Rhodes or Brock Lesnar before we even get to SummerSlam. Why would they? How would Brock Lesnar even get, like, you know, this title shot when he's been mainly featured on Monday Night Raw? It would make absolutely no sense. But if you want to make the Obafemi and Brock Lesnar match even bigger, arguably you would put a title on the line, and neither men have a title. If this truly is Brock Lesnar's last swan song at SummerSlam, maybe you put a title on him just for one last time, you know, just for shits and giggles, and like he'll be a transitional champion for a week, and then you put the undisputed title on Obafemi and have him move to SmackDown. If you want to keep him away from the bloodline as much as possible, because, you know, even though I don't know if Obafemi is he listed as a Raw? Hold on. The way to check this really is the official WWE page, because they have like the rosters on who is a free agent, who is Raw or SmackDown superstar. So hold on, let me go there real quick. Free agent. Yeah, Obafemi is still listed as a free agent on the WWE.com website, and so is Brock Lesnar. So, he can easily get moved to SmackDown like in the snap of a finger, because it can totally, in my opinion, it can totally happen. It just seems that they are trying to get Obafemi as much separation as possible from Roman Reigns and the world title scene. The fact that they pivoted, bro, like, because Obafemi being the king of the ring should have resulted in a title match. That's what the whole tournament was about. That's what was advertised almost every single week when we were having those first round, second round matchups at the freaking Night of Champions PLE itself. So everyone was like, who is Obafemi going to choose? He ends up choosing Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam, and he said a title opportunity will come. So does he still have this title opportunity? Does he still, or was it wasted on a Hell in a Cell match with Brock Lesnar? You know, time will tell. Like, will he cash in? Like, is it just going to be like a Money in the Bank situation? Like, he'll get this title shot whenever? Like, who knows? Who really knows, man? Like, will he do it at Saturday night's main event for the undisputed title and take it off of Sami Zayn? Like, we really don't know. We really don't know, bro. So, we'll see what they plan with the whole what am I saying? With the undisputed title, because there's so many things going on around it right now. So, we're going to take off the spoilers. This is now a spoiler-free segment again. Okay, there you go. Let me get some water real quick. Okay, so that was the Night of Champions Fallout. I thought it was a solid show. If I were to grade it on like my usual main event report card scale, looking at the card right now, what would I grade this, bro? I love the surprise, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not a Sami Zayn fan by any means, but I also love when things get shaken up, when things are chaotic in a good way, guys. And I can't give it an A. I'll give it a solid B for Night of Champions. So we'll see where things go from here. All right. So we're going to be next predicting the card for SummerSlam here. SummerSlam. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Let's do another text probably. How do I do this? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to format this right here. Okay, so that is all right. So let's do this. Night 1, night 2. Okay, that text is way too big. Hold up, brother. All right, there you go. I will, let's put it right there, away from my light. Okay. All right, so I am going to assume here that the cards for SummerSlam are going to be as long as the WrestleMania cards. Meaning we'll have no lesser than 5 matches per night. So we're gonna predict 5 matches on each side, and maybe 6. We'll see. Let's see how this goes. We already have 3 confirmed matches though. All right. So I would assume that night 2, that will be where Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. That's most likely going to be happening on night 2. I don't see Roman Reigns not main eventing the event. And I would assume that Brock versus Oba 3 is going to happen. It better. All I'm saying is it better main event night 1. There's no reason why a Hell in a Cell match does not close a show. That match is Hell in a Cell is way too big. No, like pun intended to like freaking not make it on the main event of the show. So the other match that we have is Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. I'm going to say that goes to night. Well, technically, it could be night 1 because Liv Morgan did wrestle on night 1 of WrestleMania. Where would I put that? You already have a Hell in a Cell match on night 1. Well, I'm predicting. Yeah, there's no way they run the Hell in a Cell the same night as Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. There's absolutely no way. Okay, we're gonna put it on night 2 for right now. Okay, this is our current card for SummerSlam right now. These are the only confirmed matches, all right? So, where do we go from here? Let's go down. Let's go to our WWE.com superstar page so I can make sure I cover all my bases here. I am going under the assumption that every championship will be on the line. There's no reason why they shouldn't, all right? So we're going to put who's here? Oh, hey, what's up, Eager Mule? We're doing a SummerSlam card prediction right now. So I am predicting 5 matches for each one. Maybe we'll do a 6th for each one afterwards. But I'm saying that this SummerSlam night 1, night 2, probably going to be the same amount of matches as the WrestleMania card because, you know, they're both A-tier PLEs. So there's no reason why there should be only a 4-match card on either of these nights. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to do this. Hold on. Okay. We're going to be talking about the Undisputed Championship, where this for sure is going to be, I think, on night 1 as well. What match is it going to be, though? For the purposes of my prediction here, I'm going to assume here that neither Brock or Obafemi are going to be the undisputed champion by SummerSlam, because there are multiple cases on how either of those two can win the championship before we get there. There's a lot of rumors already that Sami Zayn's dropping the title before freaking SummerSlam. But we'll see. Again, they're all rumors at the end of the day. We'll never know till we get to the actual event itself. But let's predict the Undisputed Championship. It's going on night 1 for me. I don't think it's going to main event, but I think it's going to go to night 1. I'm going to say... screw it. We'll say Sami Zayn carries the title into SummerSlam, and he is going to go against Cody Rhodes. I am going to be talking about a spoiler here for SmackDown, okay? If you guys haven't seen the spoilers for SmackDown yet, cover your ears. He said that we're going to be getting a title match next week, and it's going to be between these two, okay? I don't think that match ends cleanly. I don't think it will at all. So we're probably going to get Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. That's my prediction. I don't know, man. I would love to see other stuff, but I want to say, you know, that certain people are going to come back from injury, but you really never know at the end of the day. Because if it were me, if I had the pen here, okay, I would have Randy Orton in this match too. But we don't know if he's ready to come back yet. We'll see. So, all right, that's what I have for right now. So we have 2 matches on each night. There's one... no, there's not. Okay, let's talk about the Women's Championship next, because there is a big question mark on what this Women's Championship match is going to look like. We don't know the health status of Rhea Ripley. She has been off of TV for damn near a month now due to injury, unfortunately. We don't know if she is going to be relinquishing this title. We don't know if she'll be back in time. I have hope though, because the fact that they haven't had her drop the title or vacate it since the time she got injured, because we've seen that as a pattern in the past. I think she goes into SummerSlam as a champion still. The fact that she hasn't vacated it yet. So who's going to challenge her is the question. I think that there's a lot of stuff going on between, you know, before she was off of TV, that, you know, she was feuding with Jade. They already had their match at Clash in Italy, where she retained her title. But there was also, you know, JC Jane was in the mix, because, you know, that's when she was all getting involved in the whole everywhere. JC Jane and Fatal Influence were having their hands in everything, bro. So I want to have JC Jane challenge for the title, but I just don't see WWE doing that, unfortunately. So let's say Rhea Ripley walks into SummerSlam as your champion still. What do you do from here? To me, the only logical sense is this. I'm putting it on night 1 since I have Liv Morgan and Io Sky on night 2. I'm going to say it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill. That's my prediction. Because, look, man, who are you going to have Rhea Ripley feud with, especially if she's, like, not... If there's a question mark on her health status? They only have, what, 4 weeks left? 4 weeks to build till SummerSlam, and we don't know if they're going to be champion. Look, it's a big possibility she can still vacate it. It still is. That's a lot of time. And they can maybe make this Charlotte Flair Jade Cargill match for the vacated title. They could. They really could. Because, like, both of these women, Charlotte and Jade, they had their names in like the contendership for that title. I mean, obviously Jade challenged for the US title at Night of Champions, but it was only to set up Charlotte Flair at the end of the day, because remember how that match ended. Charlotte Flair cost her the match. So Jade Cargill's not going to go back to Tiffany Stratton and challenge her, bro. I don't see it happening. So while we're on the topic of the SmackDown women's side of things, let's talk about the SmackDown US Women's Championship. I don't see a world where Tiffany Stratton does not have a match in Minnesota. We're going to put her in night 2. Let's put her at the top of night 2 for now. We're going to have Tiffany Stratton. And I think we are going to be getting her versus Blake Monroe. I really think it's gonna. I think that's the match to make, because I don't know if you guys have been following, like, you know, some superstars off of Twitter or streams. Tiffany Stratton started streaming recently, from what I saw, and Blake Monroe was a featured guest on her one of her streams lately. Not to say that, you know, they were building story by any means. Like, it just seemed to be, you know, them chilling and hanging out as, like, you know, themselves, not as their characters. But you finally have Blake Monroe debut, okay? And I know she attacked Julia. You guys know how I feel about Julia. I'm a big Julia fan and whatnot. But I see this going in a way where they're going to set this up as like a US Women's Championship #1 contenders match in the coming weeks. That's just what I think is going to happen. And I think Blake Monroe will be the one to walk out of that as #1 contender. Like, again, you can't have Tiffany Stratton just not be on this card at all. She's freaking from Minnesota, bro. Like, come on now. She needs a challenger. I don't think it's going to be Chelsea Green. I think they continue this Chelsea-Tiffany friendship thing throughout maybe the rest of the year, or till the end of the year, till one of them turns on each other, and then that becomes a match. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I think it's too soon for that. So Tiffany Stratton's the face. She needs to be facing a heel again. I don't think it's going to be Jade. I don't think it's going to be Jade Cargill again. She's busy with Charlotte Flair right now. So give me Tiffany versus Blake, US Women's Championship. Now we have 3 matches on each side of the night. Which one should we talk about next here? We've been talking about SmackDown for a bit. Let's go to Raw. All right. This was already teased, actually. But it also this match can happen sooner than SummerSlam. I think it happens at, but I honestly think it happens at, gosh. I'm talking about the men's IC title. Okay, this is where my head's at right now. We saw Rey Mysterio challenge Penta on Raw this past week. It's worthy enough, in my opinion, to make it to a SummerSlam card. But what are we doing here, bro? Like, I love Rey Mysterio. I love Penta. But there's way too many people in this intercontinental title scene right now that's kind of just floating around doing damn near nothing. What I would love to see is the IC title ladder match part 2. We saw this at freaking WrestleMania. I would love to see another ladder match again. That was one of the best matches that entire weekend. I would love to see a ladder match. Does it happen is another question. Penta versus Rey versus Ethan versus Javon. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want. That's one of the few matches I wanted, like the last Saturday night's main event, but they went one-on-one. I would love to see the ladder match again, in my opinion, but I don't see WWE doing the same thing again. I wholeheartedly agree, Eager Mule, that more people should be involved. It can't just be Penta versus Rey. Ethan Page is too good to be left off of the SummerSlam card. Javon Evans is too good to be left off the SummerSlam card, because Ethan Page is involved in this, potential match. Rusev has to also be involved in this match too, by default, in my opinion. You have Chad Gable. Chad Gable is back now. We have no more OG Americano. Chad Gable is in this scene too. So what? Where do we go, bro? Screw it. I'm gonna say they run the ladder match again. Let's lock it in. I'm gonna say they do it again. We're gonna put this on what it was on night 2 last time on WrestleMania. Let's see. We have the women's champion, the undisputed championship, and Hell in a Cell. Okay, that's one gimmick match on night 1. We're gonna put the ladder match on night 2. Hold on, that's the wrong spot. Okay. That's what I think should happen, and I think there's a good chance it does happen, okay? Because again, there are way too many people involved for them to be left off this card. They're the fact that they have 3 heaters of a match already confirmed, I think they're trying to put on the best card possible already off the bat. The fact we have Hell in a Cell, the fact we have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Io Sky, Liv Morgan confirmed already. I think they tried to make the best card possible based on what we've seen so far. In my opinion, bring the ladder match back. There's too many people involved to be left off this show. Okay? Involve all these people. I don't care who. Make it a freaking 6 to 8 man ladder match for all I care, dog. Penta versus Ray is not gonna do it for me. I would love to see the match, don't get me wrong, but as that being the only one-on-one match for the IC title when there's so many people here, let's do something else, man. Let's do something more. I talked about this earlier in the stream already, so I'll put it up here next. I say it happens. Let's put it on night 2. Screw it. The U.S. men's title, Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. Again, spoilers for tomorrow's episode of SmackDown, but not really, bro. I mean, because they've been teasing this already. There are all signs to be pointing to Trick Mello, running it back, but this time on the main roster. Finally, one-on-one. They've been teasing this ever since, even before WrestleMania, if you guys remember, when Carmelo was, losing his freaking U.S. title to Sami Zayn. So we have 5 matches already in night 2. Look at that. Look at that, brother. Okay. So we have another title. I don't have a tag team title match on this card yet. And honestly, that's going to be probably one of the harder things to predict because, hold on, who are the freaking champions again? Like, I don't even remember. It's Damian Priest and R-Truth and the freaking Street Profits, all right? So, what do we do here? What do we do here? Do we say both titles make it to the card? I don't think so. I really don't think so. If one of the teams were to make it to the card, I think the Street Profits have a better chance versus Damian Priest and R-Truth. Because, I mean, look, the MFTs apparently are done. So, who you're going to have Damian Priest and R-Truth, like, feud with? Literally, there's no one. Right? I have... Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Who else is on SmackDown that can challenge for those tag titles that are, actually, like, have their name in the scene right now? Fraxium? That's not gonna make it to the SummerSlam card. Hell no, that's like a freaking go home SmackDown match if that even happens. But who do the Street Profits challenge? The Usos? LA Knight and freaking somebody? I don't know, bro. It's hard to predict a tag title match when they do not care about their tag team division. I don't see Street Profits and Vision running it back. I don't There's no reason. I mean, there is reason to, but like no one wants to see that. So we need some new challengers here, brother. We need some new challengers here. Hmm. Regardless, they're gonna go on night 1. I'm just gonna say this, bro. I really don't care. Tag team men's tag team title match. It literally, I do not know who can possibly challenge next. We do not want to see Damian Priest and R-Truth versus the MFTs. I just said the MFTs are apparently done. Well, they're done with Solo Sikoa. I don't know if they're done with, you know, Tama and freaking Tala Tonga, like done with whatever. I mean, we have to wait to see what happens on SmackDown, right? Street Profits maybe go up against. I don't know. I really don't know. But I think that we're for sure getting a tag title match at SummerSlam. I don't think they get left off the card. Okay, so next here, who should we? Oh no, okay. There is one match I am missing actually. They've been teasing this for a while too. They teased this at Night of Champions. They've been teasing it every week on SmackDown. I think, and not a lot of people want to see it, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but I could see them doing it. I think we're gonna be getting this match right here. Yes, it's gonna happen. Trust me. Gunther versus Nick Aldis. We were getting teases of this week after week. Gunther, you know, Nick Aldis and Gunther got into an altercation. All right. Adam Pearce apparently is going to be taking over SmackDown for this for a while. That's what I saw online. So I could totally see them running the whole let's have Gunther go against Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. Look, man, I don't want to see that. For those of you that are on stream right now, Gunther is not like a favorite by any means by the IWC, but he's a favorite of mine because I like his style of wrestling. It's technical graps, and that is my jam. So he's one of your biggest stars, and this is what he's been subjected to, bro. I get that he's not a crowd favorite. I get that he is one that is boring to the masses because of, you know, his moveset. But if you watched any, I'm not saying he's like a Kurt Angle or anything, but like if you watch any type of like technical wrestler, you will see the beauty in their craft, okay? If you watch it from that angle. So that's why I enjoy watching his matches, because technical stuff that he does in the ring, there's a reason why he's called the Ring General, okay? I think that this match does happen. It can happen at Saturday Night's Main Event. It can. But this is not that video. This is a SummerSlam prediction video. All right. We have 5 matches on each side of the card here. We have every championship potentially. No, we don't. We have one more. Okay. We're going to do 6 and 6. I am missing one title, actually. And that is, let's see, I have, I'll put it on night 1. And this is a match I would love to see, by the way. There you go. The newly heel turned Lyra Valkyria. I would love to see her challenge for the IC title and win it. If you're a new viewer here, I always say this every time I see her on the streams. She is one of the most underrated in-ring performers in the WWE. It doesn't seem that she is that great that I am describing, because of the whole way she has been booked, the way that she's been stuck with Bayley and whatnot in the tag team division. But she is way too good for what she's been subjected to, dog. Like, there is no reason why she is not a champion, in my opinion. So there's a lot of different ways Sol Ruka's IC title reign can go from here. A lot of people were saying maybe they have her, rematch with Becky Lynch. It's hard to say, because we're so far ahead right now, or SummerSlam is so far ahead, because there has been no new story for Sol Ruka, if I'm not mistaken. We just have a lot of women in the sphere of the title scene right now. We know Io's not going to challenge her again. Her and Becky, I feel like they have one more match in them. Maybe this turns into a fatal 4-way triple threat of some sorts, because, that's a possibility. Lyra, Bayley, Becky Lynch, and then Sol Ruka in a fatal 4-way. That's also another match I'd love to see, dude. That's what I would like to see. But we'll see, man. I would at least like to have Lyra challenge for the title, though. I really would. We have one more match to make here. And, I want to put a women's tag team championship match on night 2. But who are you going to have them face, bro? Like, literally, who are you going to have them face? Are they going to do another 4 corners match like how they did at WrestleMania? They don't have like a story. No. I'm freaking tripping. Hold up. No, we're doing this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, man. Let's put it right here. There you go. I am gonna have them going up against Fatal Influence in night 2. They have been teasing this for the longest time. They flatlined them on their debut. They've been teasing it on every episode of Smackdown. If this does not happen at Saturday night's main event, it's for sure going to happen at SummerSlam. So there you guys have it. These are the matches, 6 each on each night, that I think is going to make it to the card on SummerSlam. Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Rhea, Charlotte, Jade. I don't know why that got cut off. That's Jade Cargill. Why is my thing cut off, bro? I don't know how to fix that. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. Rhea, Charlotte, Jade, Brock, Oba in that Hell in a Cell match. A men's tag team title match of some sort. I don't care which one. It's going to be one of the other. Gunther versus Nick Aldis, Sol Ruka, Lyra, and then we go to night 2, Tiffany Blake Monroe. I would love to see a rerun of the IC ladder match, maybe with different participants. If not the same, then I'm okay with that. Trick, Carmelo Hayes, Liv Morgan, Io Sky, Brie, Bella, and Paige versus Fatal Frickin' Influence. And to main event the whole shebang, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Excuse me. I think these are going to be the matches. I'm going to... hold on. How do you screenshot on OBS, bro? I don't know how to do that. Okay. I'm going to make my thumbnail on this because I think I'm going to re-upload this whole segment as a video later. There you go. Thumbnail. That's how you do it. Okay, what do you guys think are going? Who do you guys think are going to make the SummerSlam card? Leave in the chat, leave in the comments if you're watching on the VOD. These are the people that I think are going to make it, and let me know if I missed anybody. I probably am, but again, there's only so much space on a WWE card that only does at the very maximum 6 on each night. I do not think we go over 6 matches for each night, even though they totally could, but I know they're not going to. They love to do their 5 and 6 match cards and even 4 match cards sometimes, but hey, it is what it is, right? I mean, like, if I were to make one alteration, I would say scrap the men's tag team title match, because again, there's literally no story to tell for either side, and just have Brock and Oba go for like freaking 45 minutes, bro. Like, that's what I would say. That's the only change I would make to my card, because there's literally that men's tag team title match. Like, no disrespect to the champions, but like, there's no good storylines happening right now. Things can change, but if I were to make that change, scrap it and put Brock and Oba's Hell in a Cell as a no shorter than 30 minutes. That's what I would do. All right, let's go on to our next segment here. Where's my text box again? Okay. We're going to remove that one. There you go. Okay. So what's on our agenda next? All right, here we go. Might be some of the reason why you guys are clicking on this stream to begin with here. Cancel. Here we go. This is what we're talking about next, y'all. Thoughts on my first AEW show. For all of y'all that are joining here right now, watching my stuff for the first time, I have been a long time WWE fan. I got into WWE in 2004, midsummer, and I have been a fan since then. Through the dark times, through the slow times, through the bad storytellings, I have been here since then. 22 years. Actually, this month marks 22 years because I got into it in July, actually, in 2004. So 22 years old, bro. 22 years into the WWE was only one I followed. I would see clips of other promotions, but I never really followed stuff, you know? So I made the decision over the last weekend because, you know, we had all those shows happening. NXT's Great American Bash, Slammiversary, Night of Champions. I said, hey, this is time. We're going to do it. We're going to watch my first full-length AEW show. Okay. Let me pull up the card so I don't forget anybody's matches here. Forbidden Door 2026. Oh, Jesus Christ. 12 matches were on this card, bro. Okay, never mind. Well, technically 3 of them were on the pre-show, or buy-in is what they were calling it. I did not start from the start of the buy-in though. Okay. Let me get a sip of water real quick before we continue. All right, bro. Thoughts on my first AEW show? Stopped in and checked out your video. Thank you. How are you? Is that what you're asking? I'm doing great. Thanks for joining the stream. We had a few segments earlier covering basically what's been going on in WWE. I predicted the SummerSlam card, but right now, as you see on the screen, we are talking about thoughts on my first AEW show. As a longtime WWE fan, I watched my first AEW show. It was Forbidden Door this past weekend, and it was great. I genuinely had a fun time. All right. There was a lot of names that I've never seen before that I was learning throughout the whole show. There were storylines I had no idea like what was the context of either one, but that didn't stop me from enjoying. I also want to say this: if you are coming from that stream and are a new subscriber, I'm getting a lot of nice AEW fans here from that stream. Okay, all the comments that were left on that VOD were nothing but positive comments from someone who's trying to get into AEW. I want to follow AEW on a weekly basis. It's just sometimes here's my dynamic here. I work a full-time job, night shift, as a nurse at a hospital. I have multiple businesses and different ventures. It's Forbidden Door is your first AEW show is crazy. Yeah, it really was, because that's what a way to get introduced to the product, right? Anyway, yeah, I would love to follow on a week by week basis, but sometimes I just don't have the time to. My schedule usually works out better for me to follow the Monday and Friday episodes of SmackDown, and that even with that, I don't even have the time to stream those at the same time. So what this channel is going to be moving forward is I am going to be talking about mostly WWE stuff, because again, that is my bread and butter. I was a 22-year-long fan of that company, so I can talk about that any front and center, back and forth, whatever you want to call it. I can talk about WWE with anybody. That's what I'm passionate about. But I am also going to start following AEW now. If I am free to watch the shows, Dynamite, Collision sometimes. I mean, maybe not Collision, because usually I'm not free on Saturdays or whenever. But their pay-per-views, if I am available, you can definitely come back to this channel and know I'm going to be covering it. Yeah, man. Welcome to some awesome hardcore and sometimes goofy wrestling. Yeah, absolutely, exactly. That's what I saw. That's what I thought about Forbidden Door. Maybe I didn't really catch the goofy stuff, or I missed some. No, I take that back. The 12-man steel cage match, bro. Holy freaking crap! What a match that was. All right, we had hydration orange slice breaks. We had a Nintendo, the OG Nintendo system, and the controllers used as weapons. We had an explosion bag, explosion from some sort of bag that was on the steel cage for some reason. We had that spot, what was it, Takeshita and Okada, when he was grabbing something out of the bag and he freaking just flips above. we had the guy, what's his name? He was in this big ass duffel bag. They unzip it and it's Leo Rush. That's his name. He freaking comes out of that bag and he's playing a character that's akin to Gollum from freaking Lord of the Rings. I loved it. Okay, goofy wrestling is it's my jam as well. A lot of people may think, oh, it's so stupid or childish. It was amazing to me. It was so funny. I found that pretty hilarious. A lot of people shat on the whole gingerbread Sami Zayn thing. I thought that was freaking funny because it's goofy wrestling at the end of the day. I like it. That's my style of comedy when I like watching wrestling. It was, a lot of hardcore moments. Oh my god. The freaking Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland match. How freaking gory that match was. Will Ospreay had a pretty bad cut at the start of the match, but can we talk about Swerve? How effed up he got at the end of that match? How much blood he lost by the end of that match? That was almost worse than the Eddie Guerrero blade job back in the early 2000s, if you all know what I'm talking about. He would not stop bleeding, bro. It looked like he was on a freaking blood thinner and he just would not stop pouring out of his freaking skull. Like, wherever he bladed, okay, like, or I don't know how they do it in AEW. I could be wrong. Wherever he got, obviously cut, it was in a bad spot. Okay, he would not stop bleeding. I would be surprised if he did not need like at least a unit of blood, like transfusion, after that match, because he just would not stop the moment he got opened up. You may need to watch the Texas Death Match with Swerve and Hangman Page. I have a lot to catch up on. My friend. There's a lot of matches that I definitely should watch. If you have more recommendations, definitely continue to leave some in the chat. Because I am all open to watching some matches once I get the chance to. But let me start with where I picked it up from. Okay, so the first match I watched on this card was Divine Dominion versus Thunder Rosa and Olympia. I thought that was a pretty fun match. I've seen some of Megan Bayne's matches before in the past. I did watch Stardom before. And she had a pretty freaking great match with the IWGP Women's Champion. I can't remember her name, unfortunately, but that was a freaking heater, like almost a 5-star match for me, because of how great it was. So seeing her and this, I know she's been the tag team champion here in AEW, the women's tag team champ. So I thought that was pretty cool. The next match that I saw was, oh gosh, okay, the Young Bucks. I always hear about them. I've never seen a match of theirs. Admittedly, I've never seen a Young Bucks match until that show. What a freaking tag team match that was, dog. The Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson. That's their names here. They fought against El Sky Team, Mystico and Mascara. Okay, that team was freaking good as well. Mystico and Dorada. I thought, if you guys watched that stream with me, you guys saw like how I was talking a lot about like what the heck, Mystico and Dorado are freaking great. Unbound Company, Shingo and Titan. Yes, okay, so I remember seeing them as well. I thought they were great, but I enjoyed like the Young Bucks and El Sky Team stuff more. But that did not take away from what they contributed to the match. The Young Bucks are freaking amazing. I don't like making comparisons because, I like to enjoy things for what it's worth, but I just could not help myself. I kept saying during this 3-way tag team match, why can't the WWE's tag team division be like this? Like, why can't they run their tag team division and care about their tag team division the way AEW seems to, from what I'm seeing so far? I was shocked at like how great, well, shocked's probably not the right word. I was amazed by how great the action and tag team wrestling was, because how a tag team match is choreographed obviously will be different from a singles match, a triple threat, a fatal 4-way, but how it was crafted on this 3-way tag match, it was amazing. They are fluid. Some spots may be silly, but pretty great high flying. I love the super kicks. I know they were doing a lot of super kicks. I think is that like their thing. I liked all their spots that they did. You could tell when a tag team has that chemistry, how like they've been wrestling together like over a long time, and they just bounce off each other like, their spots like fluidly, like you're saying, fluid. That's the perfect word for it. The Young Bucks are great. And I would love to see more matches, for sure. Mariah May versus Toni Storm hardcore match was awesome. I heard about, before Blake Monroe hopped over to the WWE, I did hear like they did have a pretty brutal rivalry. Again, I didn't see it, but that's probably something I want to look back at it too. Right. Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. All right. I am a technical graps fan. This was everything I loved. This is everything I liked about wrestling. I'm looking at the time that they had, 26 minutes and 30 seconds. And throughout that entire time, dog, I was like, this is my jab right here, bro. Kenny Omega. I've seen a few matches of his, like in his stint in Japan when he was there for most of the time. So it wasn't my first match seeing, but Zack Sabre Jr., very, very nice. I'd never seen a match of his before. I liked what I saw out of him. Very nice. Did you ever watch Black and Gold NXT? Not as much as I wanted to, admittedly. That was probably the time where I was watching WWE the least. But I have seen a few, not a few, maybe a handful of matches back then. But yeah, Kenny Omega, Zack Sabre, what a freaking match that was. I came like, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Cowdog Games, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I came across your AEW 26 Forbidden Door stream on Monday while looking for professional wrestling news and around the professional wrestling world and AEW news. Welcome. Yes, thank you for watching that stream. It was, like I said, it was my first AEW stream, and that's what I'm talking about right now. Going back to that event, it was so fun. It was fun, bro. It made me want to continue to watch. By the way, before I continue, I have not seen this week's episode of Dynamite yet. At the end of this segment of the stream, I am going to be reacting to some of the clips. Obviously, I cannot put the video on the screen for copyright reasons, but I am going to be reacting to some stuff that happened on Dynamite. So no spoilers until we get to that part, please. Okay, what we had next? Jon Moxley. Okay, Jon Moxley versus Bandito. Okay, that was a pretty brutal match as well. Not as much as the main event, but we got to see, Jon Moxley freaking brutalizing Bandito. I thought that was a pretty good match. They went 18 minutes and 10 seconds, and Jon Moxley is the AEW Continental Champion, and he retained. What I remember is one of the stipulations of this title is the no one can interfere. That's what I got out of it. Anyways, I would just like to say welcome to the storytelling wrestling community. Storytelling wrestling. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. I would love to continue watching. I am going to continue watching AEW. You mention it because a lot of guys like, yes, yeah. I do remember that. I don't know how to pronounce your username. I'm sorry. Fat Lace. Kyle O'Reilly, I remember they had the Undisputed Era, right? That's what they were called. Right? That's what they were called? Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, yes. Swerve Strickland, Malachi Black, Tommaso Ciampa, yep. He's there on AEW now. I did hear about that. They were all former NXT guys now in AEW. Right, it has Code of Honor, ROH type rules. Even that, bro. I need to get on that Ring of Honor as well. I have not watched Ring of Honor. I would love to watch more wrestling. If I ever, get more time in my day, I would absolutely keep watching more. Because I was going through a phase a little bit. What was it, maybe like a few months ago, probably after WrestleMania, where I was like, man, I need to expand my pro wrestling horizons here. I was always into the Joshi style of wrestling, like Asuka. I'm a big Asuka fan. I'm a big Io Sky fan. I'm a big Kairi Sane fan. So I said, okay, let's watch a Japanese promotion. There's not many, but there are a few to choose from. I chose to because I'm a Julia fan. I went to I didn't go. I chose to watch one of Stardom's shows, and my God, what a freaking event that was, dog. But it's hard to keep up with them. It's from my experience, because the way that things are distributed here in the US, it's like a little different. So it's not like readily accessible to us in the US. Like how you can just turn on Netflix and you can watch WWE, you can go to TBS and you can watch AEW. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, bro. It's a little complicated to keep up, which is why it's a little bit of a barrier for me to keep up on the weekly basis. So I think AEW is something I can definitely keep up on a weekly basis easier than a Stardom. But yeah, Miss Undisputed Era, it was a nice time, man. But I'm glad, guys like, Kyle O'Reilly, Andrade, Rodder. I'm glad they're still, doing their thing on AEW. Swerve, Malachi Black, bro. I want to see him do well. Tommaso Ciampa as well. Let's throw freaking. I know he's still in WWE, but can we please do something about Johnny Gargano? I freaking every time when it first started, the whole Johnny Gargano catatonic state, planking, whatever the F, they're having him do. It was funny, okay, at the start. But now it's just, it's not working for me anymore, bro. He's way too good to be just doing absolute jack on SmackDown. And Candice LeRae, both of them are getting wasted there. And I hate seeing it now. Anytime I see, there's Johnny Gargano planking again, have him do something of substance, man. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Okay, sorry, let's get back on topic here. I was talking about Jon Moxley Bandito. Okay, the one match I actually missed. Shota Umino versus Pac. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it because the only reason why I did not watch it is because this match went on the exact same time Kendall Gray and Lola Vice went on, and I am a big Kendall Gray fan, so I missed this match. However, I was told that this match was pretty freaking good too. It went on, from what I see here on the wiki, over 18 minutes and 15 seconds. It was for the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Shota Umino was the champ, and he retained. I need to go back and watch that match. I haven't had time to yet, but people said that some people said I need to go back and watch it. So that's one thing on the agenda. Yeah, I mean, they deserve better. Yeah, Johnny and Candice, yeah, absolutely, bro. Especially Candice, man. I mean, like, if you have Candice at least not doing a freaking catatonic state. I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, she's way too good to not be involved in any women's storyline at all. Like, come on now. But speaking on women's wrestling, the AEW Women's World Championship, Tekla versus Starlight Kid. We were just talking about Stardom. I knew Tekla was, involved in the whole Stardom thing, and her like hatred and like beef with what's his name? Okada. Those two have been like having back and forth beef lately, from what I saw on social media. And she unmasked Starlight Kid, bro. I was not expecting that. I thought the match was pretty solid. I think Tekla is a great champion. I would love to watch more on like what's going on in the Women's World Championship scene, because we'll talk about it right now while we're on this topic of women's scene, bro. Mercedes Moné versus Maya World in a 24-minute and 55-second match. What a freaking match that was, man. It was probably one of my favorite women's matches in all of pro wrestling in this entire year so far. Mercedes Moné, obviously, I know her as Sasha Banks from her time in WWE. I know that she won a whole bunch of freaking belts after she left from different promotions. But I've never seen her in a match since leaving WWE. So seeing her in the AEW setting again for the first time, as the character Mercedes Moné, and her match with Maya World, bro. I got really into women's wrestling last year. Like, the women can really throw down like a good match if you let them. And this was like almost like peak pinnacle like women's match of the year for me. Okay. Hold on, let me catch up on chat real quick before I continue. Shindo, thank you. Welcome to AEW. You've chosen a great time to start watching, leading to All In. Yes, that's their biggest show that from my understanding, and I pun intended, I am all in. I am gonna be watching. Every show leading up. You not really miss much. It was just Shota Umino winning instead of Pac, but yeah, it was a good match. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it back. I am curious about like what went down. I was told it was nice. Thakla has been a great character for the AEW Women's Division ever since she has came over from Stardom and from Japan. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I loved everything. I loved everything I saw. I loved everything I saw from out of Thekla in that match. I love her character, bro. She is great. So I have no idea where Maya World came from. She just pops up out of nowhere and won over Athena. Yes, so Athena I remember as Ember Moon, and then Athena went, I think it was Ring of Honor, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then she's been like one of their longest reigning women's champs or something like that. But it was a great match. Mercedes and Maya World, one of the best women's matches of the year. It's going to definitely be one of my match of the year contenders for the women's side of things. Okay, we Cope and Cage. Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. Cope and Cage versus the Dogs. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. When I first watched that match, I was like, the Dogs? Who the frick are these people? And then I was like, they were saying their names on the commentary team, and they were saying David Finlay, Clark Connors. I have never heard of these people before. Obviously, I know Cope and Cage as Edge and Christian. Long-time WWE legends, all right? So I love how they still have Metalingus for Edge. If you guys are new here, I made a video on who has the best pro wrestling theme of all time. And it just happened to include AEW superstars as well. So there was some AEW on there. It's a March Madness style bracket of a whole bunch of the best theme songs, entrance themes from pro wrestling. And I had Metalingus as the winner. Okay. I loved it. I love how he still has it in AEW. The match itself, I thought was pretty solid. I thought it was pretty good. I learned during, like towards the end of that match, that David Finlay is the son of Fit Finlay, who is a big, how would I describe it? Like a developmental lead. Like he's a big leader in the backstage for the newer talent to develop talent in the WWE. I don't know if he still is, but I know he was he has been for a long time. But I love Finlay. I like the match. And in this match, I was confused at the end. Okay. This is where I learned about the Bang Bang Club. I think I was going through some of the comments of the VOD that were left on the VOD of that stream. And they were, again, all of the people that have been welcoming me to AEW, thank you for explaining a lot of lore, I guess you could call it. They cannot call themselves a Bullet Club, apparently, from what I was told, due to copyright stuff, reasons, whatever, which I get. But it was, I was caught off guard. I didn't know what was going on, but I loved it. I loved it. What's his face? Oh my god, hold on. I have a clip here. Jay White. I have no idea who Jay White is, but he just had like this aura about him, like, you know, when he revealed that he was there too. And then a lot of people were giving me like, you know, Bullet Club lore and all of this stuff, and I appreciate it, bro. All the freaking people that have been, you know, educating me on like who's this and who's that. I really appreciate y'all. there is I'm on the YouTube page for AEW right now, and I see he had a segment on Dynamite last night. We're gonna be reacting to that at the end of after I finish my thoughts on the whole show, because I need to know what happens going into All In, bro. A lot of people in that VOD comment section also said that, and if you guys are some of those people, I mean, confirm it with me. The first Dynamite after a pay-per-view typically is not one of their best performing shows. Usually it's the one after, like the week after. But everything that I saw in that comment section said that this was one of the best Dynamites of the year. Is that true? Because if that's the case, man, whatever I'm going to be reacting to at the end of this segment is going to be really good, apparently. Anyway, we're almost done with my review of Forbidden Door here. We already talked about Mercedes Moné. I lightly touched on that 12-man steel cage match. Again, I'll go over it one more time. A lot of goofy wrestling, a lot of chaos, a lot of different spots. I was concerned by how it would be choreographed, because when you involve 12 people in a steel cage, it may be hard to keep up with what's going on in the ring, but I felt like everything was not too chaotic. It's chaotic because, you know, there's 12 men in a freaking steel cage, but I thought the way it was executed was pretty good. I wasn't lost. The only reason why I was lost was because I didn't know more, a lot of the people. Let me read off some names. I don't know who Mark Briscoe is. I don't know who Orange Cassidy is. I know Roderick Strong. I know Kyle O'Reilly. I vaguely know Takeshita. I know Darby Allin because he's very viral on wrestling Twitter with all the freaking stuff he does. So I've definitely seen a lot of clips of Darby Allin. Of course, I know MJF. I don't know Kevin Knight. I know Kyle Fletcher. I have no freaking clue who Jack Doyle is. I know Kazuchika Okada. And of course, Andrade. I know Andrade. Regardless of the people I did not know in this match, it was a fun freaking time. It was freaking fun. It was a fun watch. And I already talked about the main event a little bit, but again, very bloody match. Which I don't have a problem with, because I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era where there were still blade jobs and all that stuff. But for all of y'all in chat, you're going to be very surprised when I say this next statement. That was my first Will Ospreay match, bro. I only know of him by name. I only know of him by people saying that he is, if not one of the best pro wrestlers on the planet. That was my first match I ever watched of Will Ospreay. And he's amazing, okay? I see where people are coming from with that. I see the vision. I see what people are talking about here. I need to see more. I need more. So the fact that he seems to be the focal point of what's leading up to All In, because he won the match and that gives him the world championship title opportunity, whatever. I'm glad I decided to watch my first AEW show. It seems to be a great season heading into All In. So, yeah, we're going to be continuing to cover AEW. Give me a little bit of grace learning everybody's names and whatnot, but I am enjoying what I'm seeing. I'm by no means going to be a type of by no means am I going to be talking AEW on an analytical point. You're most likely just going to be seeing me talking about my enjoyment of the shows coming from someone who is just getting into it for the first time. Okay. All right. So Bryan Danielson versus Will. Oh my God. Just the name Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay, knowing how Will Ospreay wrestles, dog. I'm pretty sure that's going to be freaking... I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy that one pretty well. Maya World and Hyen stepped in for a match last year after Tegan Knox and her partner refused to job in a match. She's definitely benefited from that. Okay. I said I was gonna do this. Hold on. All right. We are going to be reacting to a few things here. For copyright purposes, you are not going to be seeing the video on my stream, but you definitely will be hearing the audio. Okay, let's see. I don't have time to watch the whole show with you guys, so I am just gonna watch the clips on YouTube. Let's see here. Okay, so the first clip they have is Mox made Osprey an official Death Rider. You guys have to educate me on this too, because I thought Osprey was a Death Rider because he's involved with I mean, because like, weren't they there cheering him on at the end of that match? So was he just like, you know, they had their, like, they've just been involved with Will Ospreay lately? Like, is that what's going on? And then now he's an official member. Hold on, let's watch this. Let's watch this clip real quick. I'll unmute it after the ad, obviously. All right.
It's up to us to protect this place, to preserve this craft. It's not about this stuff. Well, be of service. Look, we took a vote on it. I don't give these away to just anybody. You wanna wear this? You can ride with us. You can ride with me. Anywhere you wanna go. I'm proud of you. Thanks, man.
Damn. Will Ospreay's face looks so messed up from that match, bro.
Jeez, look at you.
Kenny Omega?
This match, what you did today, Will, was fantastic. That was next level. You have no idea how proud I am of you. The Owen Hart Cup winner, 2026 main event at Wembley. Jeez, I never would have.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here right now, but you're not my dad in this situation. I can see you looking at this, and I get it. But listen to me.
I'm just looking out for you.
I understand. But just because you've given up on yourself doesn't mean I've given up on myself.
Given up? Who's giving up?
Oh, MJF too.
No, please. Don't let me interrupt this lover's quarrel. It's so cute.
He's just so funny, Max. Wow.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. But in a couple of days, you've got to defend that belt against Briscoe. And if you survive that, guess who's going to be coming to knock on your door?
Oh? MJF and Kenny Omega?
I'll see you at Wembley, bruv.
All right. So there, I guess that I'm assuming MJF retained, right? Like, I'm gonna be watching that clip in a minute, but I'm assuming MJF retained against Briscoe. Hold on, I'm gonna catch up on what you guys were saying. Curious what you think about the Don Callis family. To be honest, I still don't know enough to have an opinion. I know that they were basically the team that was against the baby faces. Or hold on, my brain's not working right now. So I know Andrade like basically turned on them. I need to know more. That's all I'm gonna say. I need to know more. I don't know enough lore on the Don Callis family at all. to really have an opinion. AEW have uploaded the Osprey Danielson match on YouTube. Hey, dog, we're probably gonna react to that. Not tonight. I don't have a lot of time to stay on stream that long, but it will happen at some point. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Just to let you know, while AEW uploads their highlights from the AEW television shows on their YouTube channel, but if you want full content, absolutely, yeah, I agree. I am all about, you know, full context, watching those live shows when I can. But I don't have too much time to go back and watch the whole thing right now. Check out the AEW on TV. Oh, that's an actual channel. That's an actual channel. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, they don't have everything though, it seems. I think this was the okay, never mind. Yeah, there's probably a little bit more there. Could Mark Briscoe say? I think they're still uploading stuff as we speak because there's literally the last two most recent ones were I'm assuming highlights from Briscoe, MJF, and then there's a segment with Kenny Omega. Okay, hold on. Let me do the let's subscribe just so I don't forget it. And but the AEW main page has everything from Dynamite, it seems already. For time constraint purposes, we'll just do the AEW clips, but thank you for letting me know about the AEW on TV. Definitely. I'll make sure to keep an eye out on those. Okay. The MJF Mark Briscoe. I would love to watch that, but I don't have time to watch everything. All right, let's just watch, I guess, the... Oh. No free ads. No free ads. Mute. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go here now. MJF Mark Briscoe. Oh my god, you're gonna pile drive on the freaking concrete? What a way to start the highlight video. Ooh, a body slam on the concrete.
The right hip of the champion. And oh no. Oh, what's he thinking? He's thinking froggy bow. Watch the hip of Briscoe. This is an ode to
damn, dude. I wonder how painful, you know, it is to be like body slammed or freaking, you know, take a spot on that concrete floor.
Briscoe willing to hurt himself, to hurt his opponent more. Oh, looking for the cutthroat driver.
Cutthroat driver. Ooh, that looks painful.
Briscoe makes the cover.
Damn. Briscoe top rope through a table. Elbow drop through a table. All right. At some point, I am going to go back and watch this full match because there's so much that seemed to have happened that I am missing. But again, time constraints. Oh my god. Dude.
Bypasses Briscoe out to the apron.
MJF.
Looking for the heat seeker.
Sunset flip. No. Reversal.
MJF escapes. MJF on the hook boot. And Briscoe
another driver, perhaps.
He's got,
nope.
One, but MJF
Alabama slam.
Water wheel drop sends Briscoe through the ropes. MJF.
Ooh. That's gotta be it. All right, so that's how he retained. But I feel like there was a whole lot that happened. It seems that led to that finish. But again, let's move on here. I do want to watch this actually. So it seems we'll be getting Kenny Omega and MJF.
Not once, but twice. Hell, I kicked out of the world famous one-wing angel like it was nothing. So, you want a match for the Triple B? Yeah, Kenny, by God, Omega, you're not a god, you're a fraud, so the answer is no.
They have a show on July 26th. Am I working that night? Let me see real quick.
Actually, Big Hebrew just had a big idea. Hey,
Ooh.
I'll wrestle you next week.
I'm not working July 26th. They have AEW Redemption. We're going to stream on that day.
Name it. All right, you want to make a deal with the devil? Okay. This is an exploding offer, Kenneth. If I don't have an answer by the end of the night, you will never get a shot at the Triple B. Kenny Omega.
All that panting in the mic.
In the main event next week, Beach Break. If I win,
Beach Break.
the same thing happens to you that happens to your old pal, Hangman Adam Page.
I'm missing context, but I like this promo.
You lose, you will never be able to become AEW World Champion again.
Oh, stipulation.
Well, Kenny Omega,
Okay. Stakes involved. Stakes involved. Okay. Kenny looks like he's in deep thought after that line. Yeah, looks like he's thinking deep about that one. Yeah. So if he loses, he can't. Okay. Okay. Let's watch this. I think this is a follow-up to that.
The Chevrolet Bolt is back with hands-free driving assistant.
This linked straight to the AEW on TV.
Listen to me, like I want you to win that world championship more than any guy. I want to wrestle you at Wembley Stadium. But do you really think this is a good idea? Wait. You trying to tell me you don't think I can do it? Look, Kenny, listen. Of course, I believe in you, but I don't think you believe in you. Listen, Will, I'm out of time. This could be my last shot. Think of it this way: if you broke your neck, what I'm standing on right now, this is my death ground. So if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out guns a-blazing. And hopefully, I've got your support. You always have.
So they have long history, based on this conversation, I could tell.
Done this for almost 30 years, more than half my life. There's been no greater passion, no greater pleasure than stepping through these ropes and giving you people everything that I have. I've won titles. I've broken records. Records that may never be broken again. I have a career that I could probably hang my hat on and be proud of, look back upon fondly. But you see, there's this selfish part about me that knows it just isn't enough. There's this part of me that thinks there's still a little bit left in the tank. There's a part of me that thinks, if I can believe, if Will can believe, if the Young Bucks can believe, if you people can believe, just one more time, then I know I can be a champion that each and every one of you can be proud of, and I can stand on the greatest stage that AEW has ever stepped foot on in Wembley Stadium, and I can represent all elite wrestling, where the best wrestle, where I can face Will Ospreay, the winner of the Owen Hart Cup. And all I have to do is put it all on the line against you, Max. If I fail, I will become just like Cody. I will become just like
Cody. His name dropped. Cody Rhodes are name dropped.
For that belt again. And the question is the cost just simply too high? And the answer is no. You want me to put it on the line, Max? If I lose this time around, you'll never see me in another title match ever again. And boy, wouldn't that make you happy. Well, Max, there's one possibility that I don't even think you have considered. And it's that, yes, I am still that same person that people call the best bout machine. I'm still that person that people call the cleaner. I am still, to some out there, the god of professional wrestling. And I can't lie, man.
He's so good on the mic.
To have one more chance to beat the brakes off you while I'm still healthy, woo, it just gets the blood flowing, don't it? So, Max, am I going to accept your offer? The answer is yes.
There we go.
So
MJF,
bring the BDB.
Kenny Omega.
Bring yourself and get ready to pass over what has rightfully been mine since the last time we wrestled, because this time I'm coming prepared, and I don't know if you are for what I have in store for you, but until then, Max, I must bid you adieu. So everybody say it with me if you know the words. Goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang.
That's his catchphrase. I like it. Oh, blindside. MJF blindside. All out brawl.
The time for talking is well and truly over. And now security trying to separate.
Look at all that security. All the refs have to separate these two.
AEW officials flooding into the ring trying to separate. He's the instigator of this.
I love it. I freaking love it. Damn. Damn, they just have this match happening on like regular television, bro. Like, so they had MJF defend on this episode, and they have him defending again next episode on Wednesday. Is this a normal thing for AEW? They just have like the world title on the line on like just episodes of Dynamite? Is that how it works sometimes? Let me see what you guys have been saying. Okay, here. Will was taken out by the Death Riders last year because he needed neck surgery. Okay, so that's how he was written off. He came back in March and lost in a grudge match to Mox. Oh, so they have faced each other. So they probably will face each other again. That's what I'm thinking. They continued from there, but it's too much to put in. I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure it's a lot. There's a lot of story that you can say about that. Let's see. Mark Briscoe was half of the Briscoe brothers, most decorated tag team in Ring of Honor history in the 2000s to 10s. Jay Briscoe had died. Oh, R.I.P. And TK picked him as a contender for the TNT champion. Damn, wow. So yeah, I again, as someone who's only watched WWE, I had no idea that they have been around this long. He was part of the Continental Classic tourney back in 24 and is now in the AEW Championship tier, as you may now know. Yes, he was challenging it in this episode. Wow, yeah, Briscoe, man. Damn, there's so much world of wrestling out there, right? Like, if you're not aware, like, this is, thank you guys, thank you. MJF in this interview is also referencing his match with Kenny Omega at AEW's 2026 Dynasty. This is Kenny Omega promo segment was the main event for this week's. Oh yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That definitely felt like a closeout to a show. That's the vibe I was getting. But that's great. You know, I'm fired up, bro. So AEW happened. Dynamite happens every Wednesday. Collisions happen every Saturday. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on my screen right now. Dynamite Wednesdays. Am I working next Wednesday? Oh hell yeah! I'm not working on Wednesday. Okay, we'll be watching that one on stream. Okay, that's gonna be a good one. Kenny Omega and freaking MJF for the AEW World Title with a stipulation. I wonder who wins. I wonder who wins that one. All right. Let's close out of that. I already saw that one. Let's watch this right here.
Richie, you've had quite...
Okay, so the next clip I have lined up here is apparently John Moxley and Ospreay tag team. They had a match. Let's see. Who's Jay Lethal? Wasn't that guy that has a really good Ric Flair impression? Who's this team they're going up against?
And Blake Christian sent to the outside, inside. Lee Johnson escaping the grip of John Moxley.
I don't know who this team is, but they throw really good kicks.
Swinging for the fences with that one.
And Ospreay primed, set free.
Will Ospreay tagged in, taking out this team. Back body drop.
From Will Ospreay, but Lee Johnson there. And from behind, shot to the back of the neck.
Johnson.
Surgically repaired neck of Will Ospreay.
Great call. Ospreay made a little bit of a mistake. He doesn't make many of them.
Dude, Will Ospreay's so good.
Making good use.
What the heck? Was that a standing like corkscrew moonsault? What was that?
Lee Johnson able to kick out.
Ospreay poised. Certainly has something in mind. Fans are with Will Ospreay
To the corner, elbow, Moxley trading right hands, elbows, clotheslines. This guy's getting destroyed, bro.
Looks like it's going to end well.
Lee Johnson slips through the grip of Moxley once again.
Ooh, reversal.
Pushed Moxley out of harm's way and lands the cutter. And now Moxley, paradigm shift.
Ooh, what a sequence. That's good night. Good night. All right. It depends. Sometimes the AEW World Heavyweight Championship will be defended on AEW television, sometimes on pay-per-view, depending on the feud storyline. Wow. That's good. I mean, like, it's, again, not to make like a comparison again, but like, you know, from what I have, from where I'm coming from with WWE, like, it's very rare to have the title being defended on TV. It's always only on pay-per-view, and that's if they defend on the pay-per-view. Who's your personal Mount Rushmore of all time? Dude, it changes by the day, man. And I'm gonna say this. My current Rushmore does not include anyone from AEW. Okay, I mean that's just the truth, because that's all I have grown up on and watched is WWE. So my current Mount Rushmore is going to probably evolve over time the more I watch, you know, AEW stuff. So if you want to know who my Mount Rushmore of WWE is, because that's the only opinion I have right now. I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era, so obviously John Cena is on my Mount Rushmore. Who else? Kurt Angle is on my Mount Rushmore, and he's not on a lot of people's Mount Rushmores, but he's on mine. I am a big fan of his work. I like technical wrestling. I like all of the things he does, how fast he picked up the WWE machine and made it work. I really enjoyed his stuff. Most of my Mount Rushmore is more biased towards my upbringing of WWE. So I have to include Triple H on there too, because of what he was as a heel. I hated his freaking guts as a kid, because this was like during like towards the end of his reign of terror, how he was always gunning. If he was not the world champion, he was always involved in that world championship scene. He's not on my Mount Rushmore, but early 2000s Randy Orton, he was one of my favorites. So him and his feud, as a kid, I just wanted Randy Orton to always like beat up Triple H. I'm like, yeah. But if you take his whole career as a whole and what he's doing now, I'm not the biggest fan of what he's doing now as like, head of creative, blah, blah, blah. But like his in-ring stuff, right? I'm talking about his in-ring stuff. You can't take away what he's done in his career. Very decorated resume. And 4, that slot, the 4th slot changes a lot. The 4th slot, we're sticking to male superstars here, okay? Because I have a different Mount Rushmore for my favorite female superstars of all time. Right now, I would say my 4th, and it's not. I mean, it could be popular. I don't know what your guys' taste in pro wrestling is, but if you have to take into consideration a lot of things when you do these Mount Rushmores, right? But I am going off of my personal taste here. Seth Rollins. I'm gonna put him on there. I could easily put, a Roman Reigns who had that freaking long ass title reign, but I love how Seth Rollins is always on TV. He's always performing. He's a workhorse. He definitely deserved that World Heavyweight Championship reign, like, all of them that he's had. He is a great performer. He's great on the mic. He's a great technical wrestler. So as of today, he's taken that 4th spot for me. The team, Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley, are going up against a tag team in okay, Ring of Honor called the Swirl. I would not have known. Thank you for that clarification. You're watching TNA, Eager Mule. Is it good? I'm not following TNA again. Like I didn't plan on watching it, but I hope you're enjoying the game. Head of creative. Good things come to those who wait. All the things. Okay. Am I missing anything else from here that I should watch from this last night's Dynamite? I already saw that. Kenny Omega, MJF. You know what? Hold up. Let me see this real quick. The Survival of the Fittest TBS Championship. Okay, so chat, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm on wrestling. I spend a good amount of time on wrestling Twitter whenever I'm free. A lot of the things I see about the AEW women's division, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, if the sentiment is that they do get time, but it's not as focused as like a WWE's women's division. Like they're not focused on that much. Is that tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm only going off what I see on TV on the freaking Twitter, because I don't know better. So I'm watching this Survival of the Fittest, the TBS Championship. But I'm getting through the ads first. All right, let's see what's going on here.
For 70. Oh, there's 70. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was it? Oh, it's a eliminator match.
From behind eliminates Harley Cameron, and Chris Statlander's incensed.
Second time I've seen Statlander take. Oh! Whoa!
Number
Jeez.
70 just cracked Chris Statlander.
She hit face first. That time Nigel did Statlander. Statlander's foot caught on the ring apron, holding back inside.
Wait a second, roll up, and Sheeta has eliminated Micah.
Has been eliminated.
Potent combination from Queen Aminata. Persephone, though, rolls up. Two eliminations.
She's shook that she got rolled up. Persephone, huh?
Aminata tells the story. Fiona's been cutting, was picking up the win.
Lining up. Statlander trying to take her out the same way Persephone did Harley Cameron, but Statlander reverses. Now reversal by Persephone. Statlander, 2, 3!
Persephone has been eliminated.
A stunned look on the face of Persephone, and now it comes down to Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida. Statlander digging, looking for an escape. There's no rope breaks. Oh,
Ooh.
Persephone!
Persephone probably just cost her that match.
And now Hikaru Shida.
Payback for Statlander, eliminating Persephone.
Whoa, that's a
Statlander is
painful submission.
new TBS champion.
The survivor out of this match and new TBS champion, Hikaru Shida.
All right, cool. Let me have a nice little eliminator match. Okay, oh, actually, hold on. I need context on this right here. Jay White. He had a promo.
I've never come across such a naturally gifted and talented wrestler. Someone that picks it all up and can execute seamlessly and effortlessly. But that makes sense because he was born into this business. 4th generation wrestler, now raising the 5th. If anybody has the right to say that wrestling is in their blood, it's him. But David, all of that, it doesn't change the fact that you're still just a Nepo baby bitch boy.
Nepo baby chant.
Wait till he's out here to chant that, not at me. You know what really bothers me is that my record-setting career will forever be stained by you, David, because you took me out before I could thank the fans that raised me in the wrestling ring. But now, we're in AEW, and this is an AEW ring. And although you've only been here for, 4 months, give or take, the stench of your arrogance has lingered far too long. So who better to clear the air so we can all breathe easy than yours truly? Because simply put, I'm a cut above. I'm the most elite. In this ring, I am the most high. I'm the switchblade. I'm the catalyst of professional wrestling. Ain't nobody got what I got. And David Finlay, Sunday was just the beginning. You will breathe with me because this is still my era. This is the Switchblade era.
All right. We're going to be continuing the story of David Finlay and Jay White here. Again, I need more. I just want to have more context. I feel like I'm not appreciating it as much as you probably all are in chat right now. Because again, it's crazy. I know it's crazy to y'all. Like, I do not know who Jay White was until this past weekend. I think I've covered all of the main bases. I don't think I'm missing nothing from yesterday. Let's see what you guys are saying. For me personally, I'm old school. HBK, Sting. Oh, RVD's a great one. RVD's a great one. And Eddie Guerrero. Like it though. Solid Mount Rushmore. You're a Heyman guy. Seth Rollins all right. Everyone has their own opinions, man. I love Seth Rollins. I love me some Seth Rollins. Heyman, oh my god. If okay, Paul Heyman is one of the best characters to have ever come out of professional wrestling, bro. He is amazing. I love WWE from the late 90s to around 2013 fairs. Lost interest in wrestling and thought I'd grown out of it, but AEW pulled me back in. No hate to WWE, I've got plenty of great. Yeah. See, that's the thing, bro. I get, you know, there's WWE fans, there's AEW fans. Everyone likes their own things, and that's completely fine. It's okay to like different things, and you know, that's kind of what I like to spread the message on my channel is like, you know, you can like WWE, you can like AEW, but when professional wrestling is great, like at the end of the day, I want to watch great shows. And you know, if right now, as a longtime WWE fan, I can't say that they have been putting on the greatest product lately. That's just the truth. But that doesn't mean I hate them. I still watch because, you know, and that's what I grew up on. I enjoyed it for such a long time. I would love to see the company succeed. It doesn't mean that I've lost interest in them knowing that they're not putting on the greatest product. Does it get frustrating to watch sometimes? Absolutely, especially Friday Night Smackdown lately. And I've been pretty vocal about that on my channel. But at the end of the day, you know, people like what they like, and that's just how it should be. There is not a lot of AEW women's matches on AEW Dynamite, but sometimes there will be more matches and segments for the AEW women's division on AEW Collision. Okay, all right. Collision is more for all of the AEW wrestlers that you do not get to see or watch on A. Okay, so is it kind of like, you know, you have your, maybe not main eventers is the right word for it, but you would see more of like, I don't know if they use different terminology on AEW, but you would see more of their mid-carders, or for lack of a better term, on Collision. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, let's see. We are at 2 hours and 13 minutes. I do have to get off pretty soon, but there's still a few things I wanted to do with you guys before I end stream here. I wanted to do a round of WrestlePlay Guesser. I don't know if you guys play that game. I recently stumbled across it. I know they've been around. I don't know how long they've been around, but I recently stumbled across it. And yeah, I wanted to play one round before we leave. We can talk lots of history. It's always been great talking shop. I used a mod for a YouTube rest. That's awesome. See, that's the thing, man. I am all about talking wrestling. For the longest time, it was all about talking about WWE, because that's, again, what I grew up on, what I've been following for the longest time. The more I expose myself, okay, my thing just overheated. Hold on. I'm still here. My camera overheated though. I need to find a freaking cooling fan for my camera, because I'm finding that the moment I get to like the 2 hour, 10, 15 minute mark of my streams, that's when my camera seems to overheat. It's summertime here in California. I don't have the greatest ventilation in my office, so my camera overheats pretty badly sometimes, dog. I need to get me like a cooling fan for it or something. I don't know. I don't stream a lot. You could probably tell. My thing has always been I make videos on YouTube. I only recently started streaming like 3 months ago, and that's not even on a frequent basis, bro. This is like on a weekly, very part-time thing. It's just like I like to interact with the community. I made this channel because I wanted to make more friends who watch professional wrestling. So it's why I like doing these lives a little bit more whenever I get the time to. Well, I was gonna say let's play Wrestle Guesser, but actually no, you know, we can still play. We can still freaking play. Hold on. Where's my freaking thing at, dog? Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't know if you guys play this game, but it's similar to maybe games where you might have seen you guess like an NBA player and you have like these clues, right? This website, I stumbled across it. I don't know where. I think maybe it was a YouTube comment section, maybe it was a Reddit. I forgot, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You guess the wrestler. So this is how it works. You have all these right here. You have roster, gender, age, world titles, singles titles, which I learned is like a mid card title the longer that I've been playing this game. You have a new person every single day, and you try to guess who it is based on the clues that you have. I like to, my strategy for this is I like to figure out, is it male or female, like whoever this person may be. There are AEW stars included in this game. There are WWE stars included in this game. So, hold on. Let me, before we continue, let me do something right quick. Hold on. I'm still here. Okay. I need to bring that text back since I'm off camera right now. Probably hear my dog barking at me right now. Cam overheated. Okay. All right. We'll be back once my camera cools down a bit. All right, let's play. So, male or female? Let's start with, since we were just watching AEW stuff, bro. Let's start with that. I'm gonna start with let's start with Mercedes Moné, bro. Let's see if it's a male or female superstar. Okay. All right, so you see right here, it's not a female superstar because this is not greened in. However, we do know that our pro wrestler here has won a mid-card title of some sort, is a male, has not won a world title, is more than 34 years of age, is not American, and is not in AEW. So we're looking at a WWE superstar here, all right? We are looking at a WWE superstar who's a cruiserweight. So, who is one of the best cruiserweights of all time? That's a male WWE superstar over 34 years old, Rey Mysterio. Let's see if it's Rey Mysterio. It is not. Okay, that was a good guess though, yeah. So, male superstar who is not on Monday Night Raw. So we know that this person is on SmackDown. Also, it can be someone who is in the Hall of Fame. All right. But we have more clues. They're younger than 51. I'm sorry, I totally effed up there. It is not a cruiserweight. It is someone who does not wrestle in the cruiserweight division. God damn it. Okay. They're not American. They're not from Mexico. They have won lesser than 3 world titles. They have what's my next one? They have, is this the tag title one? I think this is a tag title one. Yeah, that's the tag title one. This one's a tag title. So we have a male superstar who is less than 51 years old, who has won more than 5 tag titles, who has won a world title, but less than 3, more than 0, so 1 or 2. They are younger than 51. But he has won multiple. No. He's won 1 mid-card title. I'm confusing myself here. Mid-card, has won 2 world titles, has won more than 5 tag titles. They're not American or they're neither from America nor Mexico. That kind of F's things up for me. I feel like my J as in like Jay Uso. This person cannot be on Monday Night Raw. He's been kind of, I mean, he's kind of been flip-flopping lately, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not just on Raw. He's on both shows as of late. But it has to be non-American because he was born. Yeah, Jey Uso's from America, though. He was born in America. He's Samoan descent, but he was born here in America. Canadian, British. Okay, so if yeah, that's a good. We can definitely go off of a country here. Canadian wrestler or British wrestler? My thing is this person even an active superstar right now, bro? Because like we know they're not in AEW. They are either on SmackDown or already in the Hall of Fame of some sort. The fact that they have won more than 5 tag titles, I'm trying to think of like a great tag team wrestler. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, who's a great Canadian tag team wrestler that's above 34 and less than 50 years old? And they have won a world title. They have. Like if it is a Hall of Famer, it's gonna be someone who's young. So this most likely has to be an active superstar. Because like, you know, if I'm thinking Canadian who has won a world title and multiple tags, like it kind of rules out all of the other OGs that are older, like Attitude Era OGs. Yeah, because Rey Mysterio is 51 and he's younger than 51. It has to be SmackDown. I mean, it can be SmackDown. It can be someone who isn't in the WWE anymore. I haven't played this game enough to know if there are TNA wrestlers involved in this one. I have only played this game a few times enough to know that it can be a Hall of Famer. It can be someone on Raw or SmackDown, maybe even NXT, but like, you know, who's in NXT that's above 34? Has Nikki Bella won a world title? She technically has won a women's title, Eager Mule, but our person here is a male superstar because this one is our green right here. I am stumped, dog. What the heck? Who can this be, bro? Let's okay. I'm going to guess a random person on SmackDown just to see if this person even is on SmackDown. Does that make sense? So let's go with Sami Zayn. He's not from America. Okay, he's not Canadian. We got that at least, and he's not on Smack. Okay, so who? All right. This kind of f's up a lot of things now because I think I'm in unfamiliar territory. So they have won one world title. They are in they are in like the middleweight weight class. This person is younger than 41. So they're between the age. They're either 35 or between 35 to 40. They're not American, Mexican, or Canadian. They're not from North America or South America, dog. And apparently they're not on either Raw or SmackDown. It can't be Edge because Canada's ruled out. Mike Santana, will his name pop up if you type him? Oh, so TNA is we can definitely say TNA is involved in this. I don't know much. Oh, Shinsuke. Wait, is Shinsuke in his 40s though, bro? I mean, he could be 40, yeah? Oh, no, he's on SmackDown. Yeah, never mind. You're right. Hold on. I'm just going to go with Mike Santana to see if this person's in TNA. They're not in TNA, but TNA can be an option. We learned that today. So where the heck is this person at, bro? What the heck, man? Okay. I feel like we got a hard one to guess today, bro. We have 4 more chances. What the heck? So, okay, 36 to 40. They're a middleweight. They're not on Raw or SmackDown or AEW or TNA. So what the hell, bro? Is this person in the Hall of Fame or what? Are they like a free agent? Are they not in a promotion? Hold up. Okay, NXT is involved. NXT is a possibility here because Tony D'Angelo is an option. It could even be New Japan, correct? Because I haven't typed in a Japanese wrestler yet. Maybe that's the route we go here. Maybe let's put in a Japanese wrestler just to see if we can get a hint. Who should I go for a chat? Which Japanese wrestler should I type in here? A male Japanese wrestler. Who's in Dolph Ziggler? Can't be Dolph Ziggler. So it could even be New Japan. I don't know New Japan at all, brother. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is not good for me. I've lost all of my Zack Sabre. Oh, you know what? He should be in that age range, right? Zack Sabre is in that age range. He's like either 36 or 36 to 40 years old. He's here. He's a possibility. Fuck it. Let's just see. Let's just see. Okay, 38 and okay, New Japan. I'm officially screwed. I'm relying on you guys now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow. I did not know how extensive WrestlePlay Guesser can be. You really have to know your like a good range of pro wrestling to get some of these. Because every time I have played, on the days I have played, it's either been AEW or WWE or Hall of Famer. Never has it been a New Japan star. This is an unfamiliar territory. But hey, look, we actually have not hit a Japan yet. Zack Sabre wrestles New Japan, but we haven't hit a Japanese wrestler yet, bro. So we can say this. They have at least won the world title there. They have won multiple tag team titles there. And whatever other single title they carry. I have no freaking clue, bro. I might end up forfeiting at this point. I really don't know. Jeez. I think I'm gonna just default to the L if we got nobody. I'm trying to think with my hardest if I can like picture a name. Yeah, dog. I think I'm gonna hang it up, man. I mean, can you double dip like with some AEW guys? Try Sonata. That's the only dude I can think of younger. I'll try it. Hey, look at you. MVP. You got it. Hell yeah. Good job, Fatley says. You get 100 main event points, bro. That was clutch. Claps. That would have been an L. I would have just defaulted to the L there. You see, that's the beauty of pro wrestling. There's so much of it out there. You just have to expand your horizons, brother. That's what I have to do this year. All right, let me try to see if my camera can turn back on real quick. Okay, there you go. Oh, yep, dub. That was all you. I had no more chance. The moment we saw New Japan greened, I was like, yeah, absolutely no way in hell. But that's cool, bro. If you guys want to play on other days, there's a link right there. I'm using my other channel to link it for you guys. Evil went to NXT. Ishii is old. Tanahashi. I've heard the name Tanahashi, actually. That's probably one of the names I would know of. But yeah, I do know he's an OG. Okay. All right. Well, that was kind of all I had on the agenda here for today's little hangout stream. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping before I get off, because I do have to be somewhere later. Pulling up my calendar. All right. So for all of you that are new here, that found me through my AEW first show stream, again, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to the channel. We're going to be continuing not really covering AEW because I'm not an analyst I can't analyze AEW by any means. I'm a newbie to this stuff, so I will definitely share my thoughts, my reactions to AEW stuff moving forward on this channel. I am trying to expand my pro wrestling horizons as time goes on for this year. That was one of my goals, is to continue to expand those pro wrestling horizons as a WWE fan who's kind of phasing out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still gonna be covering WWE because that's my bread and butter. That's for sure. But expect more streams like this. Expect more hangout streams. Expect more streams covering, or not covering. I keep saying covering, but community days watching AEW. I'm pulling up my calendar here to see when my next stream possibly is gonna be. Tomorrow, no stream for Friday Night Smackdown. I am working. Monday, July 6th, I am off of work, so we are going to be live reacting to Monday Night Raw. Wednesday, July 8th, I will be available to do an AEW Dynamite stream, which I am looking forward to after seeing those clips and talking to all y'all today. MJF versus Kenny Omega, with that stipulation that if Kenny Omega loses, he can't be champion anymore. Leading up to All In, bro. Leading up to All In. I am excited. So yeah, those are going to be, at least for right now, the confirmed streams for next week. Monday, July 6th and Monday, July 8th. Great stream. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. I love talking wrestling, and if I can talk to more people that love wrestling as much as I do, that's a great day for me. You ending stream. I am ending stream for today. Let's go Raw stream. Yeah, Raw stream is happening on July 6th. Do you have a Discord? I'm gonna be completely honest with you, dog. I don't. I mean, I do, but I do not use it. I know that that is a thing that people use as a community builder. I don't know enough of how to use it to even run a Discord, let alone do I know if I have a time to even like manage a Discord. Because I'm telling you, I know you're new to the channel, but I have a lot of stuff going outside of this channel. I work full time as a nurse, night shift. I do multiple businesses and YouTube channels. I want to learn Discord, dog, but we can always set one up that we can get together and share on pay-per-views. Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be a great idea. Absolutely gonna be a great idea. I'll learn it over time. We will definitely set that up for sure. I want to learn more. I think as the channel continues to grow, that would be absolutely something that would be beneficial for all of you guys who continue to come onto these streams and interact. I think that would be a great thing to open up as a Discord. So yeah, keep an eye out on that for sure. That's going to be a great one. Shindol, thank you for becoming a main eventer. Welcome to the main event crew. Thank you for subscribing. It's free to become a main eventer if you're not yet. If you're watching on the VOD or on here, consider subscribing. We do a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a lot more fun stuff on here, bro. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. I will definitely let you know. All right. Well, I got to get out of here. It's 7:30 here in California. So I hope you guys have a great week. Follow me on X, on Instagram, wherever you can find. It's in the description for the latest updates on what is going to be going down on this channel, or subscribe. You know, there's a community page and shit like that. So have a great week. I hope you guys have a great week. Okay. Always remember to be yourself, love yourself, and do what makes you happy. Peace out.